David will see this young girl with that burning passion inside her heart, without thinking a second time, without better thoughts, without that judgment, she goes and she picks up Ganga Mata, a handful of water, and from her fingers she allows that water to drip on the forehead of Ganesh Baba. That forehead that was very heated in that third eye region where she is concentrating, very sincerely concentrated on Krishna Bhagavan. And in that moment she disturbs his meditation. And for those of you in the mandir here that have the practice of doing japa under the peepal tree, doing japa and different type of mantras by the banks of the river, feeding fish stone, when a person comes in that peaceful moment and disrupts your prayer, whether in anger, whether in upset, whether in pain, the word here is pain, that you are trying to achieve something and someone is trying to distract you from it, you feel pain. Says Ganesh Baba, being disturbed in this way, he opened his eyes and he found this beautiful young girl standing before him, smiling, rosy cheeks, blushing with youth and passion. And Ganesh Baba, the person who is practicing what he is praying for, remains calm, fights that pain, the inner urge to express anger. And with a smile he says, Devi, you appear to be filled with emotion. Who are you? This is his first question. Who is your father? Who is your mother? Oh, beautiful girl. Oh, auspicious girl. Who are you? Don't you know it is sinful to disturb a person when they are doing dhyan, meditation, tapasya? The result of this action brings heavy sin. O virtuous one, I pray from the power of my prayer today, may Lord Krishna shower His mercy, His kripa, His forgiveness upon you, and may you not receive sin for disturbing my meditation. I am not going to hold you accountable for this. Tulsi Devi, listening to the sweet words of Ganesh Baba now, in her mind, on earth, she believes that this is a gift from Lord Vishnu, that I was praying for a husband, and look, Afalakam. He's talking so sweet, he's so strong, he'll be able to protect me. And even when I make my wrong steps, even when I make my mistakes, he's able to forgive me. Tulsi Devi says, oh dear Lord, oh strong one, you appear to be without kingdom. You appear to be a yogi, but I am a princess. I come from a home of riches. May you please look at me. I am very youthful. Please remember this time. For every young girl here, for every young girl listening home, please remember this time. I am very youthful. My body is without any mark of age. I do not have scars upon my body. I do not have any negative or any inauspicious mark. In our, and do we know what she's referring here to? When somebody says this girl has an inauspicious mark, commonly in local Kadam, do you know that when we have a little peak of hair in the middle region of the forehead, what we call the widow's peak, if you see a straight line, let's say the person is relatively fair, and there's a brown or black mark coming from the top of the spine to the base of the spine, let's imagine a little snake, thin, like an end mark. These two things are common. Women would know about this. Signs that whoever should marry this lady, they may become the husband may die, they may become predestined to be a widow. For this reason here, that is peak here, is referred to as the widow's peak. In our tradition, in our dharma, there are different ways looking at how the hair, if there's 2 strands or 3 strands growing from one pole. The marks by the hairs, behind the hairs, not to mention what is written on the palms. What is under the foot, the way the toes are aligned. But I think everybody knows the toe, which one long, which one short. Different signs upon the girl's body that says what about her lifespan, what about, will she have children, how many children? Will she be that type of girl that will be a Lakshmi to her home? Will she bring long life to her husband? Or will she shorten that lifespan? There are many people today who don't know what I'm talking about. But you see, for those people that have a child that is born in bad time, commonly referred to as bad time, one day those children have to get married. And when you go to check Patra for compatibility purposes, you will encounter a problem. If Mool Shanti Puja is not done, that girl, especially if it's a girl that is born in Nakshatra Mool, she may cause death to the husband prematurely. She may cause death to the mother-in-law prematurely. She may cause death to the father-in-law prematurely. So for these reasons, when people are getting married, they look for these signs, 1 and 2, to check the compatibility in Patra. Tulsi Devi knows all this, and she says, oh person, I don't have no negative mark upon my body. I will be able to make a home very happy and without much effort. Extend the lifespan, extend the, let's say, financial rewards to my husband. I will be a Lakshmi to him. Therefore, O performer of tapasya, I have come here to do worship to achieve a husband. And it would seem that Lord Vishnu wants you to be my husband. This is why we are meeting. We were destined to meet. So, may you gather yourself together. I'm the princess, I have more finance than you. Get up and go and prepare yourself. Today is your lucky day. You're getting married to a princess today. Today I have chosen you to be my husband. Very young fella here. Can you imagine Ganesh Baba? Some people that jump at it, some people that run, money boy. Ganesh Baba, while he's looking at her, he continued. Did you see last time when he heard Krishna walking around the temple, talking, chanting, lying with each other? They continued to be pulling that man. When you see those Hare Krishna devotees walking along the road and you see them pulling that mala secretly in their little sachet or their pocket, do you know why people do that? I say I have one Hare Krishna devotee tonight. A few. And they will tell you, for every breath that I take, I owe my Lord Krishna something. So for so many breaths in a day, so many times I'm going to call his name. And that is what they do. That is why they continue to chant. Ganesh Baba, he's hearing, he's watching, but he continues to chant his Krishna mantra. He did this stuff. And as a result, he maintained his composure. He didn't get all joyous and happy just when he heard that she wants to marry him, just as he did not get despondent when she disrupted his prayer. He remained in equilibrium, in balanced mood. And after he listened to everything she had to say and she rambled on for a little bit, Ganesh Baba, in a very calm way, replies to her now. Let's hear what he says. Jai Bhole Baba Tava Sharanam. Bhole Baba Tava Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Prince Wolfgang is one key. He says, "Oh, David," and he starts to laugh. His whole frame starts to shake now. He finds this whole request, this whole talk about marriage so funny. He says, "I'm the worst person for you to accept as a spouse." He says, "Dear lady, I'm not interested in the smallest of percentage of getting married. If I gave you that idea, if I gave you that thought, if I appeared to be attracted to you in that way, I apologize. But you see, in marriage, a person isn't sure they find long-term pleasure. And I'll explain that. A person isn't assured long-term pleasure, but no, along that way there are going to be a lot of pain. He says, a person goes in with a lot of hope, and as you find that happiness is going to drop. And one day you'll smile, and one day you'll cry. And sometimes, he says, David, depending on your karma, there's more crying than smiling. He says, blessed is a person who will find happiness in a marriage. But oh David, know that when a person gets married, when a person rushes into marriage, it is because of karma. And what does this marriage do? It changes a person's direction away from devotion, away from tapasya and jnana. These things are permanently now disrupted because I have my duty to perform. How could I neglect? Gita says that a person who gives up his duty but focuses on prayer, that person is not doing the right thing. When you enter into that ashram, you have to know priority. So he says the doors of mukti, the doors of salvation, they close because a person becomes entangled in the worldly matters. Now for everybody listening, this is strange. How could Ganesh Baba not the institution of marriage? He says further, when you want to know pain, when you want to know suffering, when you want to know agony, he says a person is then going to get pregnant. And then all the good decisions that a person would make for themselves in terms of finding God, now they become further distracted from God. And they make every excuse why they don't have time for God. And sadly, those low and baseful people use their children. I don't know if this happens here. When you go to satsang, I don't know. But people say, you know what? Because of the children, we can't go to prayers. Because of the children, I can't go to Sunday service. Because of the children. We cry on his 14th. He says, they become a box, they become a vessel of pride. People cannot finish boast about these children. And when you boast and you have these wonderful babies and they grow up into big, beautiful monsters and they break your heart in your older age, then you'll understand the agony of being a parent. So he says to her, David, I don't want that. Don't give me that trouble. I am good just by myself. Some people are cut for that line. I am not wrong. May you go in search of a husband that is in want of a wife, that can appreciate her physical body, that can appreciate your companionship, that can appreciate the children that will come forth from the union. But don't try and get somebody that is not ready for this commitment and join them to somebody who is eager, who is anxious for this commitment. How will there be happiness? How will there be togetherness in such a union? May you please Go and continue your search. Go away from here. And don't bother me with this talk of marriage. Like many people, Remember what I said at the beginning. This is the only prayer this young girl knows. The hormones in her body, just like our teenagers today, their mouth have no cover sometimes. And when they start to think passionately about something that they want, or they believe strongly about, and then somebody comes and insults that said thing that they feel so strongly about, they will immediately able to get a reaction. Tootsie Baby is beautiful. And this young girl causes something to happen. Many people go to puja. Many murtis go on Facebook, you'll see all the pictures. Different people are moving at murtis all over the place. You will see yellow Ganesh, black Ganesh, brown Ganesh, bronze Ganesh, gold Ganesh. 4 hand, 2 head, 5 head, 7 head, 11 head Ganesh. Different forms of Ganapati Baba for different problems that people have. But in one of those forms, you will see 2 ladies on the side. Really on the city. And sometimes people ask, how come he got married to 2 people? Let's say why. Narayana Krishna She says to Ganeshwar, how dare you ill-speak this bond, this institution of marriage? How dare you place your tongue and ill-speak this source of happiness for all women? Do you know that you will do jap here, dhyan, meditation, and you will fight for that salvation? But blessed is the woman who gets married, and by her virtue, by her chastity, stands firm in her marriage, is able to ward off all the suitors, all those that will try to come and plague her marriage with their tongues. That lady that will stand firm with her husband, going into the fire and coming out of the fire of this life. When all types of accusations, when all types of pain, when that lady has the blessing to be in such a relationship and using the life that she's given to act in this way, what puja will give that form of blessing. Prem Sur Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. She says, you want to forgive me for interfering with your prayer? I forgive you for being so ignorant to the fact. But I will not leave you in the state. Oh, big-headed one with that big ears. She can't do. I'm not going to leave you here. I put trap upon you. You're afraid of marriage? Don't get married to one person, get married to 2. When the time comes, you'll have double the experience. And then you'll understand more than most the blessing of marriage. She says you don't want to listen, you don't want to hear. You will be presiding deity over all Viva Sanskar ceremony. That is why on the Friday when we are putting Hardi, it's Ganesh Puja week. When you are doing Dwar Puja by the gateway, to enter into the girl's home or the girl's side, that Dwar Puja is really Ganesh Puja being done repeatedly. When you are blessing the yellow rice that is going to be given in the invitation card, Ganesh mantra is chanted over that rice. May you bless these families as they are about to get together. May you bless the guests that are about to come together. May you allow everything to flow. And for that reason, watch most of every invitation card that you get and tell me who you see on the cover. Ganesh mantra. The mantra is Om Shri Ganeshaya. You will be the one who will sit and witness every single union. And when the Ashirvad part is being chanted in that Viva Sanskar ceremony, whether it's a small wedding, big wedding, when that cloth is being tied, Ganesh Baba is called. May you witness, may you bless this one by virtue of the curse of Tulsi. This is why, and we will deal with it some other night, the Katha says when he had to get married, Brighi and Siddhi, these two forms here on the altar, these were the two wives that he received. Prem Sri Ganesh Baba Ganesh Baba now, he accepts the curse. And Ganesh Baba turns on her, and he speaks to her, and he addresses her, "Oh young girl, you have put curse on me. It is your turn now. You are going to receive curse." Let's hear what happens. For those of you at home, please listen very carefully. Jai Ganesha Gananath Dayanidhi Sakala Vimana Beautiful is the girl that bears the body. Beautiful is the girl that wants to show her flesh. That when she starts to reap the reward of it, she will never understand what is causing it. He says, blinded are those people that they commit sin. And when they start to reap the reward, when they start to reap the karma, the question, they throw their hands up into the air, "Oh Devi," and they ask, "What did I do to deserve this?" And in Gurukharan, we hear the same thing. Here Ganesh Baba says that whenever a young girl purposefully wants to show people a skin, a feminine parts, a body, when they want to allow or attract the opposite sex with their curves and their female features, know that in their next life you will be given the opportunity to bear your body for as long as life will run through that body. Narad Muni says, Prabhu, go over that point. Explain that one more time for me. How you sow is so shall you reap. And by the law of karma, when your motives, when your mind, when your purpose is to show your flesh and to bear your body, in your next janam, Lord Vishnu takes that Jeev Atma and he says your energy will grow into what is called a tree or a plant. This is why the tree looks like this. You wanted to show me everything? Show it now. Do it now and remain there. He says, Tulsi, by this law, in your next life, you untrained, unbridled, unrestrained young girl, go and become a tree. Go and become a plant and bear your body for everybody to see until you have burnt away the sin of actively, passionately going behind somebody, chasing behind someone, and showing your body in this way. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. In a moment, sense comes to her mind when she hears the curse that that has been placed upon her. Sorry. Immediately she gets humble and she starts to beg. She drops to the feet of Ganesh and she starts to wail. May you please, embodiment of forgiveness, may you please allow me, may you allow me some mercy. And Ganesh Baba turns to her. Roland, I hope you listen. He says, Devi, I've already pronounced that shroud. And in your next life, you're going to become a plant. But your flowers, I was praying to Krishna, and he has the most mercy. If I'm doing his prayers, I have to follow his lead. And I'm going to show mercy too. Your flowers will be the best gift to give to Lord Krishna. And by the grace of Mahavishnu, you will grow in only places that are considered to be sattvic. You will become a sign of godliness, positivity. You will become the storehouse of blessings for young girls. Lord Krishna, he will be a lover of your needs. You will purify any offering that is made to Krishna, any offering that is made to any of the deities. But O Tulsi, I am never going to be able to accept your leaves. Never will your flowers be offered to me or in my prasad. Never will your plant grow in the puja that is being offered to me. Because of this sin, I am not going to accept you, but go to Krishna, he will accept you. Tulsi Devi, realizing the severity of what she had done, she still remained at his feet. And Ganesh Baba, he makes one last pronouncement upon her. Let's hear what he says in this verse. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena He says, Tulsi, I'll put one more test to you. He says, you are going to get married to a demonic fellow. You speak so highly of marriage. I'm going to send, I curse you, I put you in a worse marriage. Into the home, into the family, a demonic family. Where ritual, where tradition, where these things are broken. And we will see if your prayer will stay strong. He says, they do know that the day you stop praying for your husband, that's the day you die. And when you give up this life, in your next life, if you are successful in your prayer, you will become the entity that married women will pray to. When you see like a little column of dirt, you see a lot of movies, religious movies. What is called the Dindravan blocks. Let's say column in the middle is one, and Tulsi Mata is praying in the middle. And ladies go, young ladies go and offer water there. Please God bless me with a good husband. Married women go, dear Lord, may you please extend the life of my husband and my marriage. He says, in your next birth, when you come at this plan, people that will offer water to you, people that will walk around you in an anti-clockwise manner, when Tulsi Puja, when Tulsi Viva Puja is being done, their marriage will be safeguarded. Their happiness will be safeguarded. This is your fate. This is your future. May you accept it. Prem Sorin Tragati Hadilari Ganesh Baba. He goes to Badri Ashram. He leaves that place. And Tulsi Mata, she goes and she begins for years doing prayer to Lord Vishnu, asking for mercy, asking for the protection of husband. That dear Lord, the day I get married, allow him to be safe. And thereafter, may he prolong his life. And she continued till the day she got married to that person called Shankar Chod. And into her marriage, and the value and the virtue of her prayer was as such that it was really the day, for those of you that know the story of Shalika, it was really the day she was distracted in her prayer that Mari Baba was allowed the opportunity to destroy her husband, who was so filled with unrighteousness that he had to die at the hands of Mari Baba. Tulsi Devi is worthy of worship because of these words, but she's not to be offered in Ganesh Puja. For this reason, go back to my statement at the beginning. When you mix the Panchamrit, the first person you offer anything to on a baby is Ganesh Baba. So the first spoon goes to him. And thereafter, pay attention, they come in. He will drop the Tulsi into the cup to continue. Then it is introduced. Or in some cases, they make a separate little amount of Panchamrit for Ganesh Baba and one Panchamrit for everybody else. This is why Ganesh Baba, his insignia, his mantra is printed on every single wedding invitation. And this is the reason, this is the history between Tulsi and Ganesh Baba. Prem Soro, Shri Ganesh Baba ki Jai. Let me ask you, give you one chance, and then I'm going to answer one question somebody asked me. I was reading a young man in Matilda Temple, and I believe somewhere on the Grand Road, and somebody said, because I've heard it myself, if we don't offer Tulsi to Ganesh, what about Lord Shiva? Do I put Tulsi there? Think about it, see if you know the answer. Let's do it, Chana, we'll come back to it. This copy is in your book. Prince of Ganesh Bhagwan, to clarify the point, when Parashurama, and a different night Katha we will hear about his character. When he does Mahadev Baba Puja, he is described as offering Lord Shiva the leaf, the flowers, the seeds, the solid wood apple or datul seed, datul fruit. He offers these things. He offers, well, that's the Tony apple, the wood apple is made fruit. He goes to the bale wood, he does havan, he takes the ashes and he puts it on Mahadev Baba. But he takes the tulsi flowers and he makes one, and he offers that as well. He takes the tulsi leaf, and when he's chanting, he says, "Oh Shiva, you who worship Vishnu, you would definitely accept and enjoy the presence of tulsi, the purifier, in your worship." So, Lord Shiva accepts the tulsi leaf. There's a common tradition, I would say, that if the son cannot accept tulsi, the father can't accept it either. That is why some people don't put the tulsi leaf for Lord Shiva. But according to our text, only Ganesh Baba has that power. Praise the Lord. Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Please clasp your hands as we do this final verse. This is the last katha in this book, in this section, and so happens. We have many other discourses to give, but please accept your blessings. For the person who listens to this discourse gets a particular type of Ashirwad, blessings, upliftment. In particular, for that girl that the doctor is saying, you have full clearance, green lights, happy children. But for some unknown reason, children are not coming. By virtue of this katha entering and penetrating your ears, we are going to have those children. For the person that is in want of a son, by listening to this particular katha, we are going to have that son. Even the woman who is considered to be barren, even the woman whose body is bringing forth their children, miscarriages whatsoever, they are going to get the opportunity to have children. And even the person who has carried out abortion, they are going to be relieved of their sins, of that sin of abortion by listening, by virtue of this discourse. Please clasp your hands. Ladies, those that are not married, you want to have somebody in your life that will make you happy. For every young girl here sitting tonight, listening on the TV, listening on the radio, please learn from the example. Listen to the burden of sin that Tulsi has to carry as a young girl. We need to teach our girl children the art of restraint. He says for every young girl that listens to this katha, that would like to have a happy marriage, a good companion, by virtue they are going to get it. The person who is having problems, more importantly, in this world, in this place, in this country that has so much divorce, so much separation, and for whatever reason so many men go to jail now because they are considered to be deadbeat dads and deadbeat husbands. By virtue of Ganesh Puja and Ganesh prayer, wake up something inside of my husband, wake up something inside of him and get him back to the right path. Get him back to the road of taking care of his family, taking care of his children. The person who does this worship during this period, they are going to be able to overcome that impediment in their home. Some women have it so bad that they go to prayers, they eat prasad, they drink panchamrit, you give them a cup, they'll drink out the panchamrit. Because they wish that they could get some help in their marriage. But instead, unfortunately, they are caught into the web, just like our Tulsi Devi, that you are praying and the husband is feeding off that praise, that blessing, that Lakshmi, and he continues to go down the wrong road. And some people want to know, when will this rope start to change or cut short or be different? When will my husband wake up? It says the person who does Ganesh Puja, the person who goes to him and asks, you are his presiding deity over marriage. You are the bond that ties two of us together. May you please resolve this problem. May you allow this to get better. Please clasp your hands. Those of you at home in particular. There are many wives that wish they could be in prayers. There are many mothers that wish they could bring their children into a place where they can even be around children that are praying as well. To set the example, to set the tone in the home. But for whatever reason, some fathers, some husbands don't see a need and a necessity for these things. Ganesh says, by virtue of listening to Ganapati Dhan, in your mind, close your eyes. In your mind, offer Ganesh Baba a white umbrella, sandalwood Japmala, rosary, white sesame seed, the laddu, the modak, sesame seed ball, sweetened balls. Put that in your mind and in Manas method, Manas Puja method, offer him any serenity just as Parvati Mata did last night. Pray to him and say, Prabhu, for my marriage, I'm going to give you that. For my children, I'm going to give you this. For the widower sitting here tonight, for the widower at home, remember where your partner is. Ganesh Baba, may you please accept this, and if I made a mistake, whilst my wife was alive, if I cheated this lady, forgive me, Prabhu. For the lady listening that was untruthful, dishonest to that husband. Prabhu, you are the one who is looking at me. And I apologize. I am sorry for the mistakes I made when I was younger, when I was crazy, when I was stupid, however you look at yourself. Ganesh Baba, forgive me tonight. I offer you one laddu, I offer you one modak. I don't know how to make a laddu, Prabhu, but I'm making it from the sweetness and the condensed milk of my mind. May you accept it and forgive me. For the people that are fighting in their marriage, people that for whatever reason can't communicate, Prabhu. Dear Lord, help us. Help, Prabhu. Help. I'm giving you this white umbrella, and just as it will shelter you, shelter me under your shadow, Lord. People come and they dress up so wonderful, but nobody knows the pain that I feel when I go back home. And the sweetest prasad, the sweetest laddu, it has no fragrance, it has no sweetness, because I am living in hell. My marriage has problems. And you are the person in charge, Ganesh. Prabhu, you are the remover of all obstacles. This is my obstacle. How can I concentrate? You said it well. How can I concentrate on prayer when my life is in shambles? When everything is being separated and splitted? When everybody is investing their mouth and their words to separate my wife and I, my husband and I, Ganesh Baba, shield us with that umbrella of your protection. Don't allow that to interfere with my home. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Continue to bow your head and you pray to him. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Prabhu, from the pain in my heart, how many people are going through divorce and separation? How many children have to grow up and they're calling their daddy uncle? How many homes will go through this? Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. For every lady that is ashamed to wear the sindoor, ask forgiveness tonight. For every lady that is negligent, know yourself and be honest with yourself tonight. I don't have time for that. I don't wear it when I go to work. I'm ashamed of my religion. I'm ashamed of my marriage. Ask for forgiveness. Don't let me make this mistake, oh God. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha. Prabhu, thank you. If my partner is faithful, thank you for that person. Bless every step they make. Make it with them. Walk with them. Talk with them. Speak to them and guide them to stay on that path. It is a rough path. It is a stringent path, but be with them. Pradhayate vachaya kave sthityam kalam tiram hidayam tanam paripraptam phalam eva desham kalo bhavancha sampurnam brahma veda shunam yena bheva phalam tat suputra suputrena vayate suparna kanda ganapati kanda saucha mukyamama vochanam kaltva manasi shruti krishna paramasi tesham tam sadadati dhammo dadachi surashesha ganeshwara shruganapati kanda brahmevata purana ye yajmana zakundatam prem Shri Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. Let happiness be rampant in marriage when there is a problem. And for the person that makes these gifts, if you want to make a gift to Ganesh Baba physically, remember what I called out: the white umbrella, the sesame seed ball, and the other sweets and all these different things. These things are offered them. They make him very happy, and a person is able to get a lot of benefit. But please remember what I said at the beginning. Tonight our mode, our objective was to learn. Walk away from this prayer, walk away from this satsang, knowing what is the mission that is a little bit more. Know how to prepare, and when most important, when you sit to pray, not fixing for the Vedic puja, that is good. But many people go to prayers and forget to pray. They are hustling, they're doing all these different things, but nobody stops to sit down and say praise to God. Tonight you heard prayers, and you show mercy. प्रेम सुनो आदि शक्ति माता की जय। Everybody, let's all stand as we close the night. I invite you, if you would like, in your copy, it's there, the RT is there, the meaning of the RT is there. If you want to sing along, they invite you also. Please come in here. Especially for my young girls, please train them. Parents, train them so that they will know how to act accordingly. Karpura Gauram Karunavadaram to the chest. Down my belly, up to the chest. Close your eyes. Practice what Ganesh Baba is showing you to do tonight. And for a little while you put your mind to God. And in this last mantra we are saying, Prabhu, you are everything to me. You are my family, you are my friend, you are everything. Say it with meaning, say it with joy and love. That God, I thank you for the Murti, yes, I thank you for the puja, I thank you for my marriage, I thank you for my partner, I thank you for my home, I thank you for everything. Together with one voice, everybody. Twameva Mata.
Thank you. गणपतये